Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the Thursday, August 22nd, 2024 Board Business Meeting. If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
The pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board met in executive session prior to this meeting to discuss personnel matters, assessment appeals, and special education agreements. The meeting lasted approximately 1 hour. This is a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented in 3B through 3D, including board business meeting 6/10/24, finance committee meeting 8/12/24, and curriculum committee meeting 8/12/24. May I have a second, please? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. This is a motion to approve financial reports as presented in items 4B through 4M for June and July 2024. May I have a second, please? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. This is a motion to approve the June and July 2024 Treasurer's Report. May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Are there any public comments on tonight's agenda? All right. Seeing none, I will turn this over to Dr. Christian.
Thank you, Mrs. Petruno. Motion to approve the personnel report and extra duty contracts as presented in items 7B and 7C. Board action is requested for the attached personnel changes. Appointments for promotion, employment, or transfer are subject to the presentation of valid credentials, employment verification documentation, and state mandated requirements. I will add that we are fully staffed and ready to go next week. Our professional support staff have been in for the past 3 days this week, getting their rooms ready and participating in professional development activities. And we have a full slate of bus drivers as well, and who will be ready to start next week. And we're looking forward to the kids returning on Tuesday.
Great, thank you. May I have a second? Will? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. And now, new business. Rick?
Motion to approve and ratify the attached resolution authorizing the district-initiated appeal of the assessed transfer value for the properties identified as undervalued based on fiscal year 2024 transfer tax reports. Per policy 605.1, resolution and property listing must be approved.
May I have a second, please? I can't. Chris. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Rick?
Motion to approve the stipulations to the assessment appeals of the properties listed below. Parcel 0500-11848-207, parcel 4900-10138-001.
May I have a second, please? Second. Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Chris?
Okay. Motion to approve the service agreement with Delta T Group to provide paraprofessional and nursing services for the 2024-2025 school year.
May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
Okay. Motion to approve the educational service contracts for the 2024-2025 school year as outlined below with Soliant, Building Blocks Behavioral Services, George Crothers Memorial School, New Hope Academy, LifeWorks School, Vanguard School, and the Pathway School.
May I have a second, please? Rick? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
Motion to approve 4 settlement and release agreements. Due to student confidentiality, these agreements were reviewed in the executive session.
May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
Motion to approve the establishment and management of 2 compensatory education funds for legitimate educational expenses and the payment of associated attorney's fees. Due to student confidentiality, these agreements were discussed in executive session.
May I have a second, please? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Rick? That's you.
Motion to approve the food service vendor recommendations for the 24-25 school year as outlined below. Bread, Morbito Baking Company. Cleaning supplies, Crystal Chemical. Groceries, U.S. Foods in Allentown. Ice cream, Rich's Ice Cream. Milk and juice, Swiss Premium Dairy. Paper supplies, Imperial Dade. Small wares, Penn Jersey Paper Company.
May I have a second, please? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Sharon?
This is a motion for textbook approvals to approve the administration's request for new textbooks for grade 4 math and academic and honors chemistry at PW High School.
Thank you. May I have a second? Gail? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to approve the revisions to the policies outlined below on a second read basis. Policy 351, drug and substance abuse, and policy 614, payroll authorization.
May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to approve the revisions to policy number 321, political activities, as a first read basis.
May I have a second, please? Jeremy? Any questions or comments?
I do have a few comments, if that's okay. In looking at the policy, I don't know if you know, can you pull up the public comment so the audience can see? The policy that we are basing it off of is PSBA's recommendations. And I just ask that we go just a little bit more into the detail of the basics here. In that, in looking at areas around school districts around ours and looking at the policies that they have, I would like to add a line that just says, not just, I would like to add, besides not using district time and resources, property or equipment paid for by taxpayers, also use of students or staff for writing, addressing, or distributing partisan political materials would be prohibited. And Hacker Horsham uses that one. UD, I believe, also uses that one. Let's add that in there. And the Hacker Horsham also has violations of this policy may constitute cause for disciplinary action. And I don't know that the policy that we have before us as proposed doesn't really have a line like that about what violations might entail. So, and one more item is that not only engaging in political activities with distributing campaign literature, et cetera, but also wearing campaign attire or distributing attire to students.
Mrs. Epstein, just to clarify, the second point you raised, you said regarding potential discipline of employees?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the first two fall with, the first and third items you bring up fall within the scope of this policy, so we can make some edits to that and send it out to the board for review. My suggestion to the board would be anything related to discipline or potential discipline would be in accompanying administrative regulations that accompany the policy, rather than have the policy get too specific.
Okay.
So we can put that together in the next week or so, give it to the board,
Sure.
and we'll give it to our solicitor for review as well. It does not preclude it from being a first read tonight, which is why we have 2 reads in discussion.
The other one that I wanted to point out is Upper Dublin had definitions in the top of their policy, saying purpose and then definitions and then guidelines. And they define what campaigning is and what district property means. I don't know if that would change the scope of outside the first read, but, or if we even need it. I just want to put it out there and ask if anybody had the same opinion or not.
Yeah, I think it's helpful to define. I know we debated it at the curriculum meeting, that there was various definitions of whether students were counted as a district resource, people's time, etc. So I think having a definition would help if it would keep it in school.
I can't hear, so I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
We can't hear it.
could you just repeat that maybe?
Sorry. I know at the curriculum meeting that we had debated over what the definition of whether a student counted as a district resource and things, so I think if it is possible to amend and include definitions of what campaigning are, what the district's actual resources and properties entail, without changing what the actual policy is, I think that would be helpful to help define the scope.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay, we have a second, all in favor?
With the changes.
With the,
With the proposed changes.
Well, this is just a first read, so a first read of what it is, yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor of first read of this policy? Okay, thank you.
This is a motion to approve the non-bargaining unit rates for the 24-25 school year as presented.
May I have a second, please? Sharon? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to approve the human resources generalist wage and benefits summary agreement as presented.
May I have a second, please? Rashida? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you.
This is a motion to approve the culinary coordinator wage and benefits summary agreement as presented.
May I have a second? Will? Any questions or comments? All in favor? Great. Chris?
Okay. Motion to approve instructors and classes for the Plymouth Whitemarsh High School Adult Evening School Fall 2024 session as outlined in that attached memo from Jessica Lester dated August 22nd, 2024.
May I have a second, please? Jeremy? Any questions or comments? All in, oh God.
Sorry, Diane, I will be abstaining from the vote due to being an instructor for this course, for the adult evening courses.
Yes, I'll also abstain as an instructor for one of the adult evening courses.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you. Sharon?
This is a motion to accept the administration's recommendation for 2 international exchange students to attend Plymouth Whitemarsh High School for the 24-25 school year.
May I have a second? Rashida? Questions or comments? I just want to say, to welcome the new students here. The information that was provided about them, they sound like great students, and I hope they'll be very welcomed at the high school. All right. All in favor? All right, thank you. Is there a solicitor's report? There's no solicitor's report tonight. Thank you. Chris, do you have a committee report?
No report.
Curriculum, Sharon?
Sure. So the curriculum committee of the board met on August 12th. Mrs. Vergitis introduced curriculum supervisors Maria Wilczek and Edward Merck to submit 2 new resource proposals to the board, which we already voted on, but Mrs. Wilczek's proposal is for the high school honors and academic chemistry resource. Mr. Merck's proposal was for grade 4 math resource that was approved to move forward that we already discussed. And then the other piece was policy 321 about political activities that we just had a discussion around. This was the first reading And we invite our friends to come and join us, the community to come join us at the next curriculum meeting on September the 9th at 6 o'clock here. We'd love to have you.
All right, thank you so much. Will, facilities?
Unfortunately, I don't have a report, but Jill, do you have any updates on, that you'd like to share about the building construction? Thank you. Sorry for putting you on the spot.
It's okay. It's all right. While Joe goes to the mic, I'm just going to thank Joe, Nate Barone, our entire facilities department, the turf crew, our custodians, in addition to the regular cleaning and building readiness that they have to do throughout the summer. They also had to deal with moving the district offices to various spots throughout the district. And if anybody's ever moved, just moved yourself, let alone 30 or 40 people, who all had interesting requests, including the superintendent, of things that they wanted moved or not moved. They came in early, they stayed late, and Joe and his team have been on top of everything, and the buildings look fantastic.
Thank you, Dr. Kirschner.
Again, summer's been very productive. I'm working on a PowerPoint so I can put everything together for the board for the FMT meeting on the 4th. I think it's the 4th or the 3rd, well, the Tuesday after Labor Day. So I'll put everything together there. The project's coming along really well. Again, I can't thank my colleagues and fellow cabinet members and Dr. Christian and his team for moving and taking that move. I think what we achieved over the summer was critical to the educational process not being disrupted throughout the school year. So I thank everybody for their patience in going through this too. I think we can't be remiss in not recognizing that we did uplift everyone all at once. So I do appreciate everyone's patience. We're on time, we're on schedule, making really good progress. And again, after, come Tuesday when school opens, if you get a chance to walk through the main entrance at CES all the way up to that, what we call the T section to the top, you'll see a brand new secure vestibule with carpet, and you'll be really impressed with the progress we made over the summer.
That is a true point of emphasis. So if you looked at the building on June 15th and you look at it now, you still see the big hole in the side of it. But the amount of progress has been significant. And it was of paramount importance that we have the new security features in place. So Tim and Joe have been on top of that throughout the summer, and they're putting on the finishing touches with paint and carpet today, but the security piece had to be done, obviously, before the kids arrive. And we want to thank Rose Rock, too, for her flexibility and our entire CES staff.
Definitely. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Great, thanks, Joe. Finance, Rick?
Finance Committee met on Monday, August 12th. The committee discussed the student Chromebook warranties, the Act 91 tax credit, State 24-25 budget, and the unaudited Colonial 23 budget. Just to follow up on the Chromebook warranties, they will be offered to all students on the first day of school. They will cover for the year. There will be a cost of $30 for regular students, $15 for those who need financial assistance, who qualify for free and reduced lunch. They will cover the cost of 2 Chromebook repairs, which if you have a middle schooler, you're probably getting a bargain.
Great, thank you. Gail, HR?
No report.
Chris, anything from the tech school?
Nothing other than they're gearing up for another great school year, and next week, and just like the high school and the whole rest of the district. So it's going to be a great year.
Great, thank you. Intermediate unit, Mark is not here this evening. He's taking his oldest off to college. Legislative, Sharon?
No report other than the state budget was thankfully passed.
Yes, thank you. Any municipal or community liaison reports?
White Irish Township Parks and Rec has a busy fall following a busy summer full of camps. They wanted to extend their thanks to the Colonial School District for the availability of pools for the Miles Park camps. They had 190 students in an exceptionally hot summer, and so they were very thankful to the facilities team for helping those kids cool off in there. The fall recreators coming out with all of the programs, but two major ones are Touch a Truck, Saturday, September 21st. Registration is required for that. And Saturday, October 5th is a shredding day at Miles Park.
Great, thank you.
I'll add for Conshohocken that the Fun Fest is taking place on the 21st, September 21st, on Fayette Street, so save the date. And also for our educators who are out here, one of our businesses in Conshohocken Yoga Home is offering a month of free yoga for all of our educators to support our back to school. So highly encourage our staff and our teachers to take advantage.
Great, thank you. Gail, for the foundation?
Yeah, so starting off the 24-25 year, our first board meeting will be September 25th. And our Foundation Day is October 13th, so excited about Foundation Day. It will be at PW, so please join us on Sunday, October 13th.
Great, thank you. Also attached to tonight's agenda is the school activities accounts and the athletic accounts. Are there any public comments this evening? All right, board comments. I just want to say welcome back to all of our teachers and staff that started back on Tuesday. There was a friendly game of Family Feud between the schools. I'm not sure which school came out on top, but a lot of fun was had. Dr. Christian, we're going to keep you as a superintendent instead of a game show host.
Probably a wise move.
And also, I just want to welcome all our families back, all our students back. We're excited to have our buildings filled. Our athletic fields have already been busy the last couple weeks, but it will be great to see people in the buildings again. Are there any other comments this evening? All right, seeing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.